My name is Yetunde. I am the founder of Knowledge Pool. Knowledge Pool is a digital capability support organization. We train people in the community, most especially those who are digitally disadvantaged, on how to use digital devices. So starting from smartphones to digital tablets to computer, laptops, and so on. COVID-19 pandemic, and I received a couple of requests to help some gentlemen, ladies in their home who had invested in digital devices and internet access but couldn't connect either their broadband to their tablet, or any internet service. And so we've done that, although we don't have resources to support that on a long-term basis, but we've done that in the past. Knowledge Pool actually started as a result of me looking for a way to simplify the support that I provide to people. As an IT professional, I do get asked a lot of time by people in my community, people in my church, to help them with troubleshooting tips on how to use digital devices. And I found out that I was helping people in little pockets, answering questions and repeating the same information over and over again. And so I decided to sacrifice, an hour or two during the evening on Sunday to support people using my laptop. So it started with just me, my laptop, and a couple of friends and people in the community that needed help.
The thing that most surprised me was that before reviewing the guide, I thought that my technical knowledge was quite good for a 77-year-old. But however, when I used it to help my wife, I found that it made explaining the tasks much easier. And the more I explained to her, the more I seemed to learn myself. So it's very helpful.
A lot of people that were involved in the first cohort of the training that we did spread the news out because it improved so rapidly in their tasks. Some of them were in administrative roles and they've been struggling for a long time on how to do basic things using Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint and Word, Microsoft Word, Office applications basically. So I got called in by people in charge of Changing Lives Doncaster, which is a charity. And Changing Lives supports vulnerable people who have been through violent issues in the past and who are trying to rebuild their lives. So some of them are trying to go back to school, like going back to the college, but they have this challenge of digital skills. So some needs to do homework or assignments, but they can't use the computer. So they found out that they are a bit behind in their class.
I'm delighted to be here, and as Tunde said, we've worked together now for the last probably 5 years, and I can't emphasise enough the impact that her work has had with so many people in Doncaster. But I'm particularly delighted that I have that portfolio because they all mix together. So when we're looking at supporting children, they obviously are part of the community, and for many children it's about equality issues and disadvantage. So that's my role, but I've known Tunde since I think about 2015 when she came to Broadtree and contacted me as the local representative. And the first event that she got me involved in was after a litter pick that we'd organised in Broadtree. So I wasn't dressed like this, I was extremely scruffy and dirty after the litter pick. And she said to myself and the town council, council mayor, just come along and see what we're doing. And we walked into a room about this size with people that were beautifully dressed, and we were in our litter picking outfits. But Yatunde being Yatunde made us have our pictures taken and talk. And what really impressed me there was how she grasped how important IT is for people to connect. But we also recognise that for so many people, they don't have that access. So Doncaster Council, when we do things, say we would prefer you to do it online, but if you can't, then there's always the paper alternative. So when COVID struck, and we've all been affected by that, and I imagine some people in this room have had to deal with quite awful situations. I was delighted when Yatunde contacted me to say she wanted to do something to make sure that people that didn't have this digital access weren't disconnected from their community.
My name is Jason, and I'm currently going through my asylum process. And the process of when you come to a new town, and because the world is so digitized as it is, and during the COVID lockdown, it was the most hardest experience connecting with people, and especially losing people in between, from the distance of being abroad and those being from other parts within England, Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland. And we went over everything. She handed me the phone, and we went over the process. I was fortunate in doing the program with Knowledge Pool, and I will inform anyone here that digital awareness is something must happen and occur, because we have to be up with the times, and because of COVID, but also the world is moving fast. And our little kids and family, especially as the council said with the 85-year-old mother, it's a prerequisite that our elderly must be aware, especially on their own, when we do not have sons and daughters and uncles there.
So this is very personal because it was in my ward, and Yatunde kindly contacted me and said, do you know of people that either don't have internet access or don't have a device? And I was able to put that message out and got contacted by somebody's mum. And her son has a disability. He has children who he lives away from, and because of COVID he wasn't been able to see or talk to his children. But No, it didn't. Yetunde delivered it in person, all obviously very COVID safe. And the difference it made to that man being able to have contact with his children and his ex-partner was absolutely huge. And any time I see his mum, she always tells me about it made such a difference. And that happened to hundreds of people across Doncaster.
Training I did for the people at Changing Life Doncaster started before the COVID-19 pandemic, every Wednesday, because I work full-time as a business analyst, an IT business analyst. I deploy a digital solution on behalf of my organization to a lot of companies in the UK. That organization involving NHSE, Department of Justice, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so that started before the pandemic, and it was a very challenging one for me because prior to this time I was supporting people who have got a certain level of digital skills, so they were only looking for solutions to troubleshoots. They were looking for things that would make their job easier. But with the Changing Life Doncaster cohort, a lot of them have zero knowledge. They had zero knowledge. Some could not turn on a computer, and I am serious. It was a shock to me initially, and I had to restructure the training. So the first set of training that we did, I called Know Your Computer. Know Your Computer. So instead of me trying to teach them how to use the computer, I taught them how to label the computer parts, the hardware. And so because I go ask questions like, what's the difference between the long bar on the keyboard, which is the space bar, and the enter key, and that kind of brought it down to me like, okay, so we have people who actually need to understand the layout. Organization, many charity trying to support people in the community. Age UK Doncaster also got some digital tablets for their clients, and it was around December last year during the second pandemic lockdown that I got approached by Age UK to please help them train their clients. So they've got some elderly people that had embraced digital technology and were willing to get trained.
Hello, my name's Sheila, and I'm learning how to use a tablet, which are through Age UK, and Utunner is our teacher. Up to now, I've been coming about 16, 17 weeks, and I'm enjoying what I've learnt so far, but I can do send messages to people, do apps, do face-to-face occasionally. I do lose my way at doing some of the things. I'm not too good on emails. I'm not really, if I'm honest, I'm not really interested in emails. I've got this tablet for pleasure. I'm on my own and I find it very, very useful. I found the people from Age UK and Luton have been very good, and I'm enjoying coming.
Training, I can say I am usually very, very excited going. I will go there during my lunch break every Monday. So I started with spending my lunch break with the ladies at Age UK. Every day is usually different in its own way, and one thing that usually brings joy to my heart is the way the ladies embraced it. There's a lady among them that I call the class captain. She's Sheila. She's a very, very lovely lady. The way she embraced the training and took it very, very serious. They actually wanted to know. They wanted this and usually would want to practice even after the class. So there are times that I get called up in my pajamas when they are practicing how to do video calling. So they will add me to a call. I'm usually excited. This lady started from not knowing how to use touch screen. I mean, they've never used, some of them never had owned a mobile phone. Those that did, maybe the phone was given to them or bought like 20 years ago, or maybe 15, 16 years ago. And because some of their phones I can't operate it, I just look at it and they just have one green button and one red button, and I'm like, okay, so where is the rest? How do we check messages on here and all? When I first saw them.
Now I'm going out and about and finding that I'm better. People are saying I look better as well. I look quite. January the 4th, 2020. We didn't manage. We didn't manage 60 years, but. It was very sad. Being on your own's not funny, is it?
I know.
But I'm making friends here as well, and I have a lot of friends that have supported me as best they can.
Yeah. They came from different parts of Doncaster, and they've become friends. And they relate after the class. They call and message one another, and they're always exciting about their weekends because they've got people to share with. One of the first things that I taught them was how to take pictures and share pictures. So they were able to share pictures of their garden, the beautiful flower pots that they've got with us in the group, how their weekend had gone, you know, the visitors that they received, the places that they went. To be able to communicate with people in that manner, I never ever thought that it could bring so much joy to people, or could make people feel so happy. 100% all of them agree that it's reduced their isolation. You know, they always look forward to coming to the class. They enjoy what they are learning. Of course, they are not learning digital skills for any qualification or to get a job or get better at their job. They're doing it for pleasure, and they're doing it for collaboration and communication, for them to be able to communicate with their loved ones. It makes a lot of difference. Sheila lost her husband about 2 years ago, and she said to me that people are telling her that she looks better now that she started coming. So that makes me to be so happy. It usually brings a lot of joy into my heart when I see that the little thing that I do for people in the community is actually making a lot of difference and improving their quality of life as well. They are elderly and most of the time the focus is usually not on them enjoy whatever is left of what they've got. And I believe that with the use of digital skills that they are acquiring, they will be able to make the very, very best use of that. And some of them, all they just want to do is to be able to shop online, have things delivered to their door, be able to subscribe to services online safely without fear or being dependent on people that could take advantage of them.